Attention passionate Detroit, Lions fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Detroit Lions' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Detroit Lions fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Detroit LIONS fans. Let's get to the news, okay, Lions fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could shake up the entire NFC North and redefine Detroit's championship trajectory. Rumor has it that the Denver Broncos are quietly exploring a blockbuster trade that could send one of the league's most elite young cornerbacks, Patrick Surtain II, to the Lions. And let me tell you, if this deal goes down, it's going to be a game changer. Now I know what you're thinking. Patrick Surtain II? That's a name that's been turning heads all season. At just 25 years old, Surtain has already established himself as one of the premier shutdown corners in the NFL. He's been a nightmare for opposing offenses, especially in man-to-man coverage, where he allows just 15% completion rate, a number that's practically historic for a player at his level. With 45 tackles, 3 interceptions, and a PFF grade of 92. Won in 2025, Surtain has been a cornerstone for the Broncos' secondary, which despite the team's solid 11-2 record is hanging on by a thread financially and in terms of team toughness. Sources close to the league whisper that the Broncos, with just $9.3 million in cap space and a defense that's been allowing over 252 points this season, are looking to shake things up. The idea. They're willing to part with Surtain, a player who's not only a shutdown corner but also a leader on the field, in exchange for a first-round pick plus a promising young cornerback. The Broncos seem to be prioritizing a partial rebuild, especially after suffering injuries along their offensive line, which has been a key factor in their recent struggles. This move would free up cap space, approximately $18 million, and give Denver the ammunition they need to focus on rebuilding their OL and adding youth to their roster. For Detroit, this trade isn't just about adding a talented player, it's about transforming the entire secondary. The Lions have been competitive this season, sitting at 8-5, but their defense has been a bit leaky, especially in the air. With Surtain in the lineup, Detroit's pass defense would see an immediate boost. Imagine a secondary anchored by Surtain and Jeff Okudah, both elite in man coverage, with Surtain's ability to lock down top receivers. That would significantly reduce the points allowed, pushing Detroit toward a more formidable defense that could keep the Lions in every game, even against high-powered offenses like the Eagles or 49ers. But it's not just about the immediate impact. Surtain's addition could be a catalyst for the Lions' future success. His ability to generate turnovers, he's already got 3 interceptions in 2025, and his elite coverage skills would elevate the entire defense. His career grade of 90. 5 and his 0 injuries so far underscore his durability and consistency, making him a safe bet to anchor the secondary for years to come. Plus, his stats against the run and his yards after catch allow, YAC, are impressive, meaning he's not just a coverage guy, he's a complete corner who can make plays all over the field. Now let's talk about the big picture, because adding Surtain isn't just a defensive upgrade. It's a strategic move that could dramatically improve Detroit's chances in the postseason. The Lions have been trending upward, and with a defense that's allowing around 4 points per game, the addition of a player like Surtain could cut that number significantly. His presence would create more turnovers, which in turn could lead to more scoring opportunities for Jared Goff and the offense. Think about the ripple effect. More turnovers, better field position, and a defense that's stingy when it matters most. And let's not forget the impact on the NFC North. The Packers and Vikings are both trying to piece together competitive rosters, but Detroit's upgrade at corner could give them the edge in these crucial divisional matchups. If Surtain can help the Lions sweep these rivals and hold them to minimal success through the air, Detroit's chances of winning the division and securing a top playoff seed increase exponentially. Plus, with the NFL's playoff format favoring teams with strong defenses, this move could be the final piece to push Detroit over the top. Now, I know some of you are wondering about the financial side. The Lions, with about $22 million in cap space after some strategic cuts, are in a position to absorb Surtain's contract, which is around $18 million annually. This means they can bring him in without sacrificing too much flexibility elsewhere. The Lions' front office has shown they're willing to make bold moves, And this trade would be a clear statement that they're serious about contending not just this year, but for the foreseeable future. What about the impact on the betting odds? Well, if this trade happens, the Lions' Super Bowl chances could skyrocket. Currently sitting at plus 2,500, some betting sites are already moving the odds to plus 1,000, making Detroit one of the most feared dark horses heading into the playoffs. The addition of a player like Surtain would bolster their defense, increase their turnover rate by around 22%, and give them a tangible edge against more established playoff contenders. It's a move that signals Detroit's intent to not just make noise, but to be serious contenders for that Lombardi trophy. Now, let's talk about the Broncos' perspective. While they're likely to take a hit in the short term, especially if they decide to trade Surtain, they're clearly betting on a rebuild and future flexibility. They might fall to plus 2,000 in Super Bowl odds, but that's a risk they're willing to take if they believe in their young talent and draft picks. For Denver, it's about building a foundation, and trading away a player like Surtain, who's been a cornerstone. Might be a tough pill to swallow, but it could pay off long-term if they hit on their picks and develop a new core. If this deal goes through, imagine the ripple effects in the NFC North and beyond. The Lions would suddenly have one of the league's best young defensive backs, which would make them even more difficult to beat, especially in cold weather games in December and January. The secondary would be a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, and that kind of defensive stability is exactly what championship teams rely on. It would also put more pressure on other NFC contenders, forcing them to rethink their strategies against Detroit's new-look defense. In the end, this potential trade isn't just about acquiring a talented player. It's about setting a new tone for the Lions, showing that they're not content with being just playoff contenders but are ready to take that next step and contend for a Super Bowl. With Surtain's elite coverage skills, durability, and ability to generate turnovers, Detroit would be elevating its entire team to a new level. It's the kind of move that can define a franchise, inspire the locker room, and energize the fan base. The NFL is a league of bold moves, and if the Lions are serious about their championship dreams, making a splash like this could be the key to turning those dreams into reality. And now, Detroit Lions fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Detroit Lions. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Detroit Lions news.